Hi, thanks for joining us today. We are going to teach you how to play Castles of Burgundy, which is my current favorite board game right now. Now, I believe that the easiest way to play is to just jump right in and get started. If I throw out a bunch of rules, half of it will probably go over your head and I'll have to repeat them later. So we're just going to jump right in and we're going to show you how we play. Okay, now we've set up the board game for you. As you can see, any space that has a number 2 is covered with the same colored tile. The 3 and the 4s are left open because we are not playing a 3-player game or 4-player game today. Now, we have rolled the dice to see who was the first player, and I have rolled the higher dice, so my color, which is green, is placed on top. This indicates who is the first player and who is the second player. To remind you who is the first player, you are going to roll your white dice with your 2 colored dice. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and each person is going to roll their dice. Now, what the white dice is for is to let you know where you are in the order of the game, and it also moves this to a certain dice depot. Now this is the number 3, so we pick up the first colored tile and we go to the number 3 and it sits right in here. Okay, now it's time for me to get started on my turn. I have rolled a 4 and a 3. When I'm ready to start my turn, I go and directly look at my board. Now, the tiles that you place on your board have to be adjacent to your first castle piece that you are going to place. So I'm looking around right here at the tiles that I can place first. I can't place any castles and I can't place any animals, but the other colors I can gather. So I go back to my board. Now I look at the board and see what I can do with my dice. I have a 4 and I have a 3. So I look at the number 4 space. I can pick up a boat, which allows me to stay in the first order. It also allows me to pick up this tile right here if I were to place it on my board. This building gives me a special ability, as do each individual buildings. Over here on the number 3 dice, I have sheep and I have another building. Now in the middle, you can see this is what you can buy with 2 silvers. Because there are 2 different pigs, I think I'd like to go for that first. So with my 3 dice, I'm going to place my 3 dice in my circle to let me know that I've used it. And I pick up my pigs and I place it on my board. When you pick up a tile, you always have to place it in this holding area right here. You have to use a different dice in order to place it. Now, I can't place my pigs yet because I have to get there first. So I'm going to use my 4 dice to get that building so that I can make it over to my pigs. So I go ahead and put my 4 dice in my circle and I'm going to pick this up and place it down here. Now my turn is done. Now it's your turn. Now, starting your turn, I always look at my board first to see what I can do. Because you're the second player, you get 2 worker tiles to start off with, and I get 1. Now, you have a 5 dice and a number 2 dice. So now we look back at the board. We'll start off with the number 5. This is a mine. What this does is after the end of your phase, you will get 1 silver for each mine that you have placed on your board. Now, why do you want silvers? As you can see here on the main board, 2 silvers allows you to buy something in the middle. These are very beneficial. At the very, very end of the game, they also add as points. The yellow bonus tiles are all unique. Everything on the tiles are very different. This tile shows us a building and a number 4. Anything in an orange circle means you get points at the end of the game. This building will give you 4 points for each building you have placed on your board. I personally love to get yellow tiles because it always helps you to win at the end of the game when you're not expecting it. Now we'll go ahead and look over at the 2 space. Right here we have a castle. A castle is a bonus move. When I say bonus move, there's 4 different things you can do. Right here is a nice reminder on your board to show you what you can do. You have an arrow pointing to the tiles. What that means is you can pick up any tile on the outside of the main board. The second thing is an arrow pointing to your grid, which means that you can place any tile that you have collected onto your board without having to use a dice. This right here indicates that you can sell one stack, flip it over, which will give you points, and you will also get a silver. And the final thing that you can do with your castle is to pick up 2 worker tiles. So come back over here. This yellow tile indicates that you can, as placing a dark green, a yellow, or a gray, adjust it without having to use a worker tile, +1 or -1. I suggest that you use your 5 dice to pick up this yellow bonus tile, which will really give you a lot of points at the end of the game. In order to do that, make sure that you place your 5 dice in the circle, pick up your tile, and place it in your holding corner. I don't know what that's called. Okay, now you have your number 2 left. Because I don't really want to get to, what?
Get the castle.
Get the castle?
Get the castle.
Get the castle. All right, we're going to get the castle. Place your 2 in the circle and put your castle down below. Okay, that is the end of the first round. So everybody will roll their dice. Now the white dice indicates that this orange will go into the 5 dice depot. Okay, I have a 6 and a 3. Now I only have 1 open spot on my board, which means that I will need to place one of my things on my board. So I look at my board first. This would be the perfect place for me to use my 3 to place my building. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Now, when I place a building, I get to do something extra. So I look at the correct building that I have just placed, and it shows me an arrow to a blue or a green, which means I get to pick something up on the main board. Now, because I'm going for pigs, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a boat. And I go ahead and place it down here on my holding. Okay, now I have a number 6 left. I am going to... I would really like to get those pigs in the middle, but in order to get the pigs, I need another silver, which means I need to sell one of my things. Now, I have rolled a number 6. The closest number I have on my goods is a number 1. So I'm going to use my worker tile and adjust my dice roll down to a 1. I discard my worker tile. I place my 1 in the circle to remind myself that I have used it. I get to flip over 1 stack, which was my 1, and I get to put it upside down. Now at the end of the game, we score points based on how many players there are. In a 2-player game, you get 2 points for each sold good at the end of the game. So it's really important that you continuously sell your goods. I also get to pick up a silver and place it here. Now, in order to buy in the middle, you can do this once per any turn. So I'm going to use my 2 silvers and buy the pigs. Whenever you pick something up, always remember it has to go down here and wait to be placed for another dice. Now it's your turn. You can see that you've rolled 2 6s. You cannot place your castle yet because you don't have anything adjacent to it. So we look on the board and see if there's anything up here that we might like to place as well. We have cows and a building that will allow us to pick up the boat or the cows once it's placed. I think we should place the yellow over here on the 1 so that we could come up and use our castle. So we take our 6 dice. As you can see, it's a 1. So we're going to need to use our worker to adjust it up to a 1 and place it in here and discard our worker. And then we place our yellow tile on the board. Now we can use our 6 dice and place the castle right here. Once a castle is placed, we immediately get to do one of these 4 things. Because we don't have anything to place, we already have worker tiles, we can either sell or we can pick something up. I think we should pick something up. What do you think we should pick up?
I think that guy right there.
Yep.
That's a good building.
This building allows you to get 4 worker tiles when it's placed. Really helps. So we'll go ahead and place that on our board. Now everybody's turn is done because everybody has their dice in their circle. So now it's time to roll the dice again. The first person uses their white die to take a goods and put it where the die matches up, which is in the 1. Now it's time for me to take my turn. I've rolled a 5 and a 1, and I can't pick anything up because my board is full. So it's time for me to place something. I'm going to go ahead and place my pigs. So I'm going to take my 1 dice, put it in my circle. Now when placing animals, you want to do the animal tile that is the biggest first. You will end up getting more points in the end. So I take the pig tile that has 3 pigs in it. I place it on my number 1 space. Now, any animal that you place, you get to move on the point track for each animal that is on there. So I have 3 pigs. I get to move 3 points right here. Okay, now I have my number 5 dice left. I am going to, my options are, I could pick up my mine, I could get worker tiles, or I could place my boat on my track, and I'm going to place it right here. So I put my 5 in the circle and I place it. Now there's 2 things that happen when you place a boat. The first thing that happens is you get to move your marker to show who is the first person. So I move it forward 1. The second thing that happens is I get to choose one of these depots to pick up. In deciding which one to pick up, I always look for what has the same colors and what matches on my board. Because I don't have a color that matches, I'm going to choose one that I will hopefully be able to add to later. So I'm going to pick up orange. Now, because my 2 dice are in the circle, that means my turn is up and it's your turn now. You've rolled a 5 and a 4. Now you only have 1 thing to place right now, so you could place that. You could sell with your 5 or 4 and buy something in the middle, or you can pick up from a depot. You could pick up from one of these sections. What would you like to do?
Let's do the mine. Pick up the mine.
So we use our number 5 dice, we put it in the circle, and we pick up our mine. When picking up tiles, they always get placed down here first. Now what would you like to do?
I think we should place it since we have the 4.
Okay, we'll use our 4 dice and place the mine. A common question that is always asked is, what do I get for it? Well, you don't receive anything for it yet because we have to finish this phase A before we get our silver for it. So it will help us throughout the whole game, but we don't get anything yet. Everybody's turn is done because everybody has their dice in their circle, so now it's time to roll again.
Snake eyes.
First player always uses the white dice to take the goods and put it where the dice shows to put it. Okay, I have rolled a 5 and a 4. I look at my board and see that I could place my pigs on the 4. I don't have anything to pick up in the 5 space, and I don't have workers to adjust my dice. I can pick up the boat if I'd wish, and I think I will do that. I'm going to use my 4 dice and pick up the boat on the 4 dice and place it down here where we hold them. Next, because I have a 5 and I don't have anything that I can do to pick up or to place, I'm going to use my 5 and get 2 worker tiles. My turn is done. It's your turn. You have rolled a 1 and a 1. You can sell, you can place, or you can pick up nothing.
There's nothing there.
But you can use your worker tiles to adjust your dice roll. So what do you want to do?
Let's pick.
Now, by selling your goods, you could have.
That's what I was gonna say. I think I want to sell and then use my money to grab the castle.
Okay, so we use our 1 dice, put it in the circle, and we flip over the entire stack. If I had more in here, I would still only get 1 silver. But at the end of the game, remember, you get points, 2 points for each sold good. Now we're going to use our 2 silvers and buy something in the middle.
By the castle.
The castle it is. Now you still have a 1 that you can do something with. What would you like to do? There's nothing to buy.
I think I should get worker tiles then.
Okay. Or do you want to place your building right here with the 1 worker tile you have?
Yeah, I could do that.
Do you want to though?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, we'll use the 1 dice and our worker tile. We're going to adjust it up 1 so that it's now a 2 and place it over here. This building will show you right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 4 worker tiles to have. And they get put in this circle down here. And everybody's turn is done, so now it's time to roll again. Okay, both of us have rolled. The white dice takes this good and puts it in the 5 section, and it just stacks on top. I've rolled a 1 and a 2, and I could either, because I don't want to get this, it helps me a little bit, but it doesn't get me any points at the game. I usually don't go for those. I can either place my pigs or I can place my boat, and I think I will place my pigs. So I take my number 2 dice and I place my pigs right next to. Now, in a pasture, which means all of the green tiles are together instead of separate, like over here. In a pasture, the same type of animal gets more and more points. So I had already scored 3 points over here for the first time I put it down. Now I get to score all of those points again. So I score 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So I get 5 points again.
So you're counting each animal on the tile?
Yep, I get to count each animal on the tile. And so I've already scored 3 points. Now I get 5 more points, which brings me to 8 points. So for putting these 2 tiles down, I've gotten 8 points for the animals by having the same type of animal. Now you can see sometimes you get a little distracted. That's why we always keep the dice that we haven't used out here, so that way we can always remember what we have left to play. I don't have anything to pick up in the 1 section, so I am going to use a worker tile and change this to a 2 so that I can place it right there. Discard your worker tile and go ahead and place your boat. Now two things happen, and it kind of shows you on the board that you get to move forward. So I move my marker forward 1, and I get to pick up 1 depot. Now I'm going to pick up the one that has the most, and it just so happens that I have space for both of these. If you were to not have space, you would just leave the one that wouldn't fit on the depot. My turn is done, and now it's your turn. Okay, you've rolled a 3 and a 6. We look over here at what we have to place. You have a castle. You would have to use a worker to place one of those. You could pick up something. You could pick up something right here in the 6 section or the 3 section. So what would you like to do? Would you like a building, or would you like to go for the cows or place your castle?
I think I want to pick up that building in 3.
In 3. This building will get you 2 silvers so that you can buy from the middle. So
when I lay it down, right?
Always when you lay it down. So you take your 3 and it always gets put into the holding first. Now you have a 6. What would you like to do with your 6?
I think I want to use it to lay down my castle with a worker tile.
So we're going to use the 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Sometimes you might want to come over here to branch out, but this would make the most sense. So we use 1 worker to adjust that 5, the 6 down to the 5. And we place it. Now you get a free move.
I want to place that building I just got.
Now the best place to place a building is in a place that can be closed off, because this round, phase A, is finished, and you'll get more bonus points by placing here. Would you like to place it there?
Sure.
Okay. Now, when you place a building, you get your bonus. So come over here and look, and you look at the image, and it shows you 2 silvers. So you get to place 2 silvers. Now, once you've closed off a colored area, you get to score points. The best way to remember how to score points is to look at your board. This size section that we closed off was 1 size section.
That's that top number, the black number?
That's the top number. The orange circle is always points that you're going to score. So this, by placing a 1 size section on your board, you get 1 point. Now come over here. In phase A, you get a bonus of 10 points. This phase is finished after this round, and we'll go on to phase B next. And as you decline in the phases, you lessen your ability of getting more bonus points. So you scored 11 bonus points. 1 for placing the building and 10 for doing it in phase A. You're red, so you go forward 11. Now you have a small chance to finish buying this before we restock. Would you like to buy anything?
I do want to buy the chapel-looking building.
Okay. This will help you for your next turn. So you use your silvers, discard those, and always place your purchased buildings down below. Now it's time to restock. What that means over here is anything unique gets taken off. Blues are always blues, no matter what. But these buildings are different, animals can be different, and the blacks are always taken off.
And the yellow power-ups?
Yep, the yellows are always taken off as well. Now we restock on all of the 2s.
Because it's a 2-player game.
So we're always going to, at the end of the phase, restock the board. And there's 4 black tiles in the middle. Animals, you always get, oh yay, look at my pigs. I bet you might want to come and get my pigs from me.
I'll eat some bacon.
Okay. We need a yellow. And another yellow. Now you look at each section, make sure there's 2 in each section. And now we're going to put our goods out to show us where we are in the phase. Now look at your board. If you have any mines, then you get 1 silver for each mine now that phase A is done.
Which I do.
So you get a silver. Everything is stocked, everything has been taken care of, now it's time to roll. Okay, you've rolled a 2 and a 4 for your turn. I've already taken my turn. So what would you like to do with your dice? You can pick up...
I want to pick up that castle.
Okay.
Since I only need 1 more.
So we place our number 2 dice right here, and we pick up our castle, Anything picked up is always placed down below. Now, what would you like to do with your number 4?
I'll place
Pick
my
up.
castle.
You want to place your castle. Go ahead and place it there.
I filled it up.
Now, your castles are completely finished on the board. It's not just a section, it's when all of the same color is finished, then you get a bonus tile to keep at the end of the game.
Sweet.
Now, remember, your castle has given you a free move, and you need to score your points. For your free move, you can pick up, place, get workers, or sell.
I'll place this guy, this chapel, right here. And that chapel lets me pick up a silver, green, or yellow. And I think I will pick up the mine.
Anything picked up always gets placed down below. Now it's time to score your points.
Okay, so I did, that's a 3 squared section, or 3 6-sided section, so that's 6 points.
6 points. You're in phase B, so you get a bonus of 8.
8, okay.
Which gets you, do your
14.
math. Okay. 11, 21, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're at 25 points now.
Okay.
My turn. Okay. We've went ahead and played several of the phases to speed things along. We are almost entering into phase A, except you need to get silver for your mines before we can start.
Reckon in the dough.
All right, now everybody go ahead and roll for your first. Now at this point in the game, you're going to want to make sure that you close off any of your sections that you can and get the most amount of points that you can as possible. So white, again, goes in the section that needs to. I've rolled a 6 and a 5. We're going to kind of walk you through why we do things that we do. So let's see, the 6, I have finished all of my animals, so I no longer need animals. Now the 5s, I love to get the points, so I'm going to go ahead and use my 5 dice to take that. And with my 6, I am going to get this building right here so that I can get worker tiles to place things easily, and because I have space for this building. So my turn is done.
I'm going to start things off by buying.
You didn't roll first.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
By buying this building, because I like this building. This is this guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to also use my 3 to buy this building.
Which gets you worker tiles.
Worker tiles. Now, I'm going to use this 4, use a worker tile to convert it to a 5. And there we go. And I'm going to place this one here.
Whoops, you can't.
Oh no, I can't do that.
Why can't you?
That's because there's a building of the same type in that area.
There's only one yellow tile in the game that will allow you to do that move.
Place the same building in the same city.
The brown equals brown. And once it's placed on your board means that you can have the same building in the sections.
Can I have that right now?
Unfortunately, it's out of the game.
Bummer.
But as you can see, it's only in the section because he has one here and he has one here. So this will be the only place that he can place that building. So instead, you're going to have to use your other building with that 5 dice.
I will. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Wait, I gotta score my points for that.
That's right.
So that was a 5 section, so I get 15 plus 2, so 17 points.
Okay, let's roll. Okay, white dice rolls this in the 3. And my turn is a 5 and a 3. I can't pick anything up until I place something down.
Low battery again.
Okay, we are going to... I don't want to pick anything up, so I'm going to place my... I'm going to use a worker. and go ahead and place my 3 and the worker to change that. And we'll go ahead and change it here so you can see to a 4. I get 4 worker tiles for placing that building. And now I score my points. So to finish this section, I get 6 points for 3-sized plus a bonus of 2. So I get 8 points for that. Now I've already lapped, so I'm at 108 points. I still have my 5 dice to do, so I will place it with a worker tile down here. Now the reason why I'm placing it down here with a worker tile when I already have a 5 and wouldn't have to use a worker tile is because I have 2 more yellow tiles and I would like to finish off this section and get more points. And my turn is done.
Okay, so I have a 3 and a 5. I'm going to use a worker tile, convert this to a 2, and place my final building. And that building lets me lay down.
Place any tile on your board without using a dice.
Yep, so I will place that guy there. Which kind of sucks because that allows me to place a black or a brown for plus or minus the dice roll.
So it was useless unless you are trying to finish it.
Yep.
Okay, score your points.
So that is, I get the brown bonus.
The large one.
And then it's 3, so that's 6 plus 2. Bonus points is 8.
You're good.
There I am.
Now
I have a 5. I'm going to make it a 4.
Get the blue.
And get the blue.
Okay, everybody roll.
4s.
White gets moved. I have a 3 and a 1. I don't need the pigs, but I would like this boat. So I'm going to use the 1 to pick up the boat. And I think I will use a worker to pick up my final castle that I need. So we'll adjust that to a 2, and my turn is done. I'd like to finish off my castles to get more points and get the free move.
Alright, I think I need some more points, so I'm going to use a worker tile to make this a 5 and sell this stack of goods. Get silver for it. Now I think I'm going to...
Doing these animals could get you points.
That's what I was going to go do. I'll grab 2 animals. I'll grab the chicks. And I can place those with a 4. Gives me 4 points. 101.
Okay, everybody roll. Now, although he had more silvers right here, he can only buy once per turn.
That's right.
So the white gets put right here by the 5. I have a 5 and a 4. And I would like to place my castle with my 5 dice. So I will use a worker to change that from a 5 to a 6. Now I get a free move, but before I take my free move, I'm going to score my points so I don't forget. So a 3-sized section of this color is 6 points. We're in phase E, so I get a 2-point bonus. So I get to move 8 points at 116. Now for my free move, I can either pick up, get more worker tiles. I don't have anything to sell, or I can place something. And I think I would like to place something. We'll go ahead and finish off our yellow as well for my free move. So this is, again, 3-size section for yellow, which is 6. Phase E, 2 points. So I get another 8 points. Okay, and now I haven't finished all of my yellows, so I don't get a bonus. I have a 4 dice left, and this will not do me any good because I already have that building right here, so I can't get it. And I don't care to just get 1 point with my mine because I wouldn't finish it off, and at the end of this phase I would only get 1 silver, which also converts 2 points, so that's not really worth my time. I'm already full on the animals, so what I really would like to do is be able to place this next round. Oh, this is my oh no, okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 4 to get 2 worker tiles, and it's your turn.
Use the 2, I think, to place this guy.
2 things. Now when a person comes on top, they are now the first player.
Thank you.
So they get the white dice.
And I also get to pick up from here. I'll just pick up the biggest stack, but I'm gonna have to leave some behind because I only have room for 2 new things. The blue can stack. I think I'll take this one and this one, leave the purple.
Okay.
And now I have a 6. 6 is going to be for the chickens. And that's my turn.
Okay.
So I get to start
Everybody
us
roll.
off. The 1 was rolled. Now leave
So right
that.
here.
We get a 2.
This is your final
Round.
so you want to make the most of your points.
So I'm going to move these, get some chickens. That's 3 points plus the 4, which is 7. So, and then I have another 2. I'm going to use that in a worker tile to sell
I think
these
you should buy
ones.
the cows, but no, maybe not.
No, that would only give me 4 points. This would be...
That would give you 6 points. And a silver, so that would get you 7 points.
Yep, so that's, I think, the most points for what I can do.
And your turn is done.
My turn is done, and my game is done as well.
Okay.
Now it's turn.
I have a 6 and a 4. This is my final turn, so I want to make the most. So we're going to do our 6 and place this. Now I want to get the biggest stack, but I also want to be able to sell something. I do have workers, so we could do that. So these are the same thing. We'll just go ahead and buy that. Use a 4 and a worker tile to sell that one. And I get a silver. Now it's time to score. Okay, I always like to make sure you get your silver for your mines. So you get 3.
I got 3.
Okay, now let's get started on the scoring. You get 1 point for all of your silvers. I move 1. How many do you move?
9.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and do unsold goods.
2.
Okay. And I go 2 as well. Okay. And let's do sold tiles. On a 2-player game, you get 2 points for every sold tile. For a 3-player game, you get 3 points for each tile, and for a 4-player game, you get 4 points. So I have 10.
So do I.
So I get 20. And you go
39.
Okay. Now let's do worker tiles. You get 1 point
For every
for
2?
every 2 worker tiles.
So I get 1 point.
I go 1 point and you go 1 point.
I had 3.
Okay. Next up is our yellow tiles. So you look at your board. Anything with that orange circle and a number in it gets you points.
I only have the 1, so then every one of those buildings.
So this is 4 points for each building. You have 1, 2, 3.
12 points.
You get 12 points. Now I have 2 points for every bonus tile, which means I get 2 points for that because I only have 1 bonus tile. For this one, I get 4 points for each of that building, and I don't have any, so I don't get any points for that one. For this one, I get 4 points for each type of that building, and I have 2, so that gets me 8 points.
Close game.
Okay, so our yellows are done being scored. Now we get to score our bonus tiles.
Bonus tiles.
The smallest number is for a 2-player game, the middle number is for a 3-player game, and the largest number is for a 4-player game. So we get 5 points on these large tiles.
So I get 15 points because I have 3.
15 points. 52, 62, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is the game.
62 plus 5 would be 67.
Yep. Very close game.
Very
That's how you
close.
score the game. Thanks.
163 to 167. That was pretty good.
Thanks for joining us.